Hello and welcome to Unpopular Opinions. I'm in no way an expert, I'm just someone with a hobby and has too much free time on my hands. Also no friends, that like reptiles of course. So I guess this is where I'll dump my thoughts and stupid opinions nobody asked for. This is only my opinion and point of view, and if you think otherwise that's absolutely alright. I'll judge you either way. I found where you live, I will stand outside your window and judge you. So I'm in a lot of Facebook groups, reptile forums, and also on Amino. And I do have a YouTube channel, as you can see. A lot of people are asking what is the best snake to start with, and 8 out of 10 dentists recommend ball pythons. No, just normal people. And they mean it's easy to care for them, and it's a good snake to start with for beginners. I don't agree with that at all, but I will also contradict myself at the end of the video, and I'll explain why. So, what are ball pythons? These friendly noodles are native to West and Central Africa, and are mostly found in grassland, savannas, and wooded areas. It says that they are terrestrial, meaning they mostly keep themselves on the ground. From my own observation, they love to climb and will do so if they have opportunity. In the wild, they often hide in burrows underground, and when stressed or frightened, they can curl up into a ball, hence the name ball python. Koda here is a little special homie. He does not curl up in a ball. He will attack you and eat your fingers. They are docile and rarely aggressive, or what we reptile people call it for defensive, unless there is something wrong with their husbandry or themselves. They can also be very shy but easy-handled snakes, which makes them very good pets. Here are some reasons why they don't make good pets, and stick to the end of the video to really see what I mean with this. So starting with morphs, once they become pets, people realize they can breed them and get new patterns and colors, which takes us over to something called morphs. In the wild, they rely on their camouflage, but at home, there are no predators to kill different colored snakes. You have over 6,500 different morphs. And here are some more common. You have albino, exotic, banana, bamboo, black pastel, blue-eyed leucistic. You have bumblebee, butter, champagne, cinnamon, clown, coral glow, enchi, fire, highway, ivory, lavender, lesser, mojave, mystic, piebald, pinstripe, purple passion, scaleless, spider, woma, yellow belly, and so on. You can also breed them together and then get a whole different clusterfuck. For example, pastel enchi clown, mojave het lavender albino, super pastel champagne phantom, phantom pastel pinstripe pied. The list goes on. You can have so many different morphs. There are so many combinations of them, but with that you can also get issues with certain types of genes. Spider ball pythons, for instance, are the most common morph, and it comes with reduced pattern. But with the spider gene there also comes something called wobble. It's when a snake is confused about the Earth's gravitational force. Seems like. It sometimes doesn't know what's up and what's down. I bet you've never seen a snake just casually laying upside down, unless it's dead or faking being dead. That's because all of the organs would be exposed to the predators, and normal snake will just turn itself to the right position, like Koda here. The wobble can also make the snake just lay upside down without it even knowing about it. The spider gene can be involved in other morphs, like bumblebee, calibee, killer bee, spinner blast, spinner collider. I can go on forever. So when you are a beginner and just getting into the hobby, you are very probably confused about what I just said. And what I'm trying to say is that you will probably not be familiar with the issues of some morphs or genes coming with them. And I don't blame you. With more than 6,500 different morphs, it can be really hard to keep track of everything. So I'm not saying that no other snakes have these issues with genes, but I think it's about looks versus health type of thing when it comes to ball pythons. I mean, look at Caliber here. He's gorgeous. It's a morph called Calibee, a mix between pastel, calico, and you guessed it, spider. This gene is very common on the market, and people go on to breed them just for the looks. If you breed two snakes that are spider, but don't have a wobble, chances are that the hatched snake will have a severe wobble. The issues are attached to the genes, and it cannot be outbred. In the end, you are the one that buys the snake that will decide what you want. But just be aware that it's common for them to just dance with their heads from side to side, so don't freak out. The second biggest issue with ball pythons is them refusing to eat. So if I got a spaghetti for every time I've seen people asking for help with their snake refusing to eat, I would probably fill out a whole swimming pool with spaghetti and drown in it. Ball pythons are known for refusing their meals. I see daily people panicking about the snakes not eating and asking desperately for help on the social medias. So there are some things to think about when your ball python refusing to eat. 1. If you recently got the ball python, it takes a few weeks or even months for them to acclimate to their new home and get used to it. People often get new snakes or buy one, expect them to eat only a few days later. 2. Is there enough stuff in their tank for the snake to feel secure? A ball python won't eat unless it feels safe. So if you don't provide proper hides or if they have too much open space in their tank. It seems like they value safety over meal. So when they eat a rodent or whatever, it will take them a while to digest it. It takes energy and they become slower. Combine this with no place to hide. It can make them stress. 3. They need proper temperatures and humidity. So whenever you should use an under-tank heating or overhead heating is up for debate, which I won't go into now. But they need a warm side to be able to warm up in and a cool side so they can go when it becomes too hot. I have noticed that Koda hides most of the time in the cool side, and when he eats he goes over to the warm side and digests the food, then he poops and goes back into his cold side again. Ball pythons can refuse to eat if it's too hot or too cold. With other words, if the temperatures are not correct. 4. They can also refuse to eat if the humidity is not correct, if it's too dry or too moist. 5. I have heard they can refuse to eat if it's winter. I am a little bit unsure if it's the mating season, which is from September to November, in the wild, I believe. And, I quote, November to March when breeding them in captivity, unquote, says the quick Google search. 6. Some may only eat live rats or live mice. So when you have a snake in captivity, it is most common to feed them frozen thawed rodents. This is way cheaper than go and get live mice every other week. It also minimizes the chances of the snake getting hurt. The rat and the mouse, can attack your snake and hurt it badly. There are many documented cases in which this happened, and if you Google it, it can be gruesome to see a half-eaten snake. It's as terrible as it sounds. So when a snake refuses a meal, the last thing you want to try is live feeding. It can be hard to switch back to frozen thawed later, because they like the fresh prey. Also, a side note, don't go catch rats or mice outside. You don't know where they have been and if you have parasites or come in contact with rat poison, for example. 7. They may refuse to eat if the temperature of the meal is not correct. So, ball pythons have those heat pits in the front. With those they can detect their prey, and with other words, they see the warmth of them. If a meal is not warm enough, they may have trouble striking it. 8. They are shedding. Some snakes may refuse a meal if they are in the middle of the shedding. Maybe they only can do one thing at a time, who knows? 9. Health issues. They can refuse to eat if they are sick. It can be mites, scale rot, respiratory infection, mouth rot, blockage in the intestines, or impaction. Cancer, parasite, just sickness in general. 10. Your snake is just a bad hole. So you have tried fixing your husbandry. Try feeding it in different ways. You have gone to the vet, but nothing seems wrong with your ball python. This can be absolutely crazy if you are new to this. It just refuses to eat. Being a butthole. Take Caliber here, for instance. I've had him for a while. He started out with a quarantine tub, refused to eat for a month in the beginning. Then started to eat small rats and refused the size he should be eating, which is double the size. He then got moved over to his permanent tank and refused food again because of a new space. He ate 3 times without a problem and then refused food again. For 8 months. I've tried everything. There seems to be nothing wrong with the housepastry, as everything seems to be on point with temperatures and humidity. This fat boy just refuses to eat. But what's absolutely insane is that he only lost 8 grams during this long hunger strike. Another channel on YouTube called Go Herping had his ball python Sunny refuse eating for almost a year, and nothing was wrong with him. He has a whole series about it, and you can go watch it if you want. It's really interesting. To sum everything up, ball pythons can be stressful to have. I had 2 ball pythons and they were absolutely the opposite of each other. Caliber. Shy boy, problematic eater, turns into a cinema roll as fast as you look at his direction. Then there you have Coda, your local garbage truck, attacks friendly dogs and draws blood. Almost lost several fingers when he missed the food and got my hand. So ball pythons can be definitely fun to have, but can be also very stressful for new snake owners if you are not prepared for it. I think there are much better options for a snake as a first timer. For example, milk snakes, king snakes, corn snakes, and boas. You may ask, but Camila, boas are ginormous. How on earth are they beginner friendly? Well, kids, let me tell you. A common boa can be very big, but then you also have the dwarf localities. A boa imperator. I have Jupiter, which is a hog island, and also a boa constrictor longicada, or known as long-tailed boa. In the end, it's absolutely up to you what you want to get. I'm in no way trying to discourage anyone from getting a ball python, but I feel there shouldn't be really recommended for people that want an easy to take care of snake. In my opinion, they're 100% not so easy to take care of. Which brings me to the part where I contradict myself and basically made the whole video invalid. I don't believe in beginner snakes. Fight me. There are snakes that are easy to take care of, and there are snakes that can be harder to take care of. But I don't believe in getting a snake that is easy to take care of, which you have no interest in, just so you can get experience for the species that are harder to take care of. So let's say you want a rainbow boa. There are intermediate species because of how much humidity they need and can dry out and die easily. You have never kept snakes before, but rainbow boa, that's your dream snake. So you go and get a corn snake because it's easy to take care of. I hope you understand my point. And if you don't, here's another example. So your dream animal is a dog. So you get a hamster because you want the experience of taking care of something. And there is a lot of difference between those two. If you have a reptile that you really want, do research for thousands of hours. Talk to the people that own the reptile and ask a lot of questions. Maybe go visit someone and get a feel of this animal. Start a setup and get your numbers on point, see what you can go wrong with temperatures and humidity. Then shoot and get your unicorn. I feel like it's pointless to have an animal you don't enjoy, but have to take care of, so you can get another animal that you really want. Through the years of owning different reptiles, and I can say this, taking care of a certain species is nothing like the care sheets. It's a totally different experience to actually own them than to read about them, and sometimes there are no animals that can be compared to them, but easy to take care of. So, okay, I don't know where I'm going with this video anymore. What are your opinions on the topic? Don't comment below, I don't want to know. Stay safe and stay crisp. Goodbye.